FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
You are listening to the Financial Survival Network. It's Kerry Lutz, and it's time for another Triple Lutz report. This is episode 380. Hard to believe the way time goes by, but time waits for no man or no woman for that matter. And it's certainly not waiting for me. It's not waiting for you. Just look at the markets. And as predicted by a number of our guests, dollar is going down a little bit. Gold's having a nice little bounce. We're up today. Well, I should tell you that the date is April 6th, 2015. This episode is brought to you by several sponsors. We've got Cloud Hard Assets. If you are looking to buy gold, silver, diamonds, then give Tom Cloud a call. 800-247-2812. 800-247-2812. Tom's been in the business now 39 years. Not many people have been in it that long. Prices for FSN listeners, free shipping, free insurance. And Tom is the man. Never had a BBB complaint against him, no lawsuits, nothing. And he will get it for you at the lowest possible costs. So price of gold right now, we're back over 1,200, right around the 1,218 and change level. Silver, which usually it's going to outperform gold when the markets are really in a bull market, back over $17 the ounce, right around 1,707. And is this the big breakout? I don't think so. I think it's going to be later in the year. When? I can't tell you for sure. Don't know. I'm not the forecaster. Others are far better at it than myself. Is it a good entry point? Probably. Is it going down to $500 to $700 the ounce? I don't believe it, but we've got people out there who are firmly convinced in their own infallibility, who believe that it's going down to $500 or $700 the ounce. I'll tell you this: if gold goes down to $500, $700 the ounce, you will be buying real estate, homes for unbelievably low prices. You'll be buying new Mercedes at prices you haven't seen in 30 or 40 years. You will see a major deflationary crash. So $500 to $700 gold will be a great thing, even if you bought your gold at $2,000 the ounce, because your cash will not be trash at that price. Anyways, hope you all had a great holiday weekend. I did. I was out in Arizona. Weather was just gorgeous. Had a holiday dinner. 32 people my sister-in-law cooked for. Shout out to Karen. It was just an amazing meal. So much fun. Saw 2 out of my 3 kids there. And it was just a beautiful day. Really, really enjoyed a beautiful weekend. And Arizona's okay. I like Florida better because we got water and ocean. Some guy in the Jupiter Inlet got bitten by a shark. Northern Palm Beach County, it's just shark season there. You just don't want to really go too far out into the water because you're going to have shark encounters. And these aren't the kind of sharks that really are carnivorous, but you got to be careful there. So New York is just an insane place. It's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And this guy, de Blasio, I mean, he's just poison. But one good thing is that they erected an Edward Snowden monument in a New York City park to commemorate him. That is a plus. I will tell you that. Anyone deserves a monument, but I always tell you that anytime they try to get anything done in New York, you know it's going to be a huge ripoff. The 2nd Avenue subway, it's been going on for all of my life, since the 60s, if I remember. Now, the subcontractor there, they overbill the types of workers they have, and a guy has come forward, a whistleblower. He was working for a sheet metal subcontractor. He was a first-year apprentice. who was supposed to make $34.19 an hour. Thank you, union thugs. And they upped him to a mechanic who they were getting $94.11 an hour for. So these are the kind of scams that go on with these unions. And he blew the whistle. I just hope that he remains safe, because you know what these unions are capable of. And these contracts, I mean, I remember lived in Westchester County. They rebuilt I-287, which is the main road that cut across Westchester County, connected the Tappan Zee Bridge to I-95. It took them 12 years to do it, and it was the most expensive highway in the country at the time, $100 million a mile. It was such a scam. It was just incredible theft to do it. You just couldn't believe it. So here's a great one. Remember, I told you about Uber, how great it was, and that it was driving down the cost of a medallion. Well, now there's a taxi medallion lender who's threatened a lawsuit over Uber's illegal hails, as they call them. So this taxi medallion lender claims that Uber's electronic hails are illegal, and they sent letters to the TLC, that's the Taxi and Limousine Commission, and Mayor de Blasio, threatening a suit if the city doesn't act. And it's this outfit called Melrose Credit Union. And they argue that the city law gives only yellow cabs the right to accept hails from passengers. And it's an exclusive privilege in exchange for hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue from medallion sales. In January, the TLC defined in new rules that a hail is a request for a taxi through calling out, raising a hand, or using an electronic method like an app, according to the MCU letter. And only a fraction of Uber's trips go through its yellow cab service, Uber T. So with Uber, and it's just the best company in the world. I love Uber. Not being paid to say this, but we had a link. Use that link. My daughter will get credit, Uber credits. You'll get $20 off if you sign up for Uber service. Use it. It is just a phenomenal service. It's the best, one of the best companies. I would work for them if I ever wanted to be an employee. I love Uber. And Uber T will actually send a yellow cab to you for $2 more than the fare. But most of them are done through its other services, which use black cars, even though the city law forbids black cars from picking up hails. So, they're hopeful that the city will keep its commitment and do the right thing. But what's happened is originally a medallion was worth in 2013 over $1 million. Now they're down to $750,000. So the fact is, Uber is destroying the world's monopoly taxi services, and the same with Lyft. Just a great company, and you really see that technology really is our savior, because like I said, I hate yellow cabs. The drivers stink. The cabs are shot. They're like beat up. They have like 5 million miles on a 1982 Crown Victoria, and things, New York City streets destroy everything. And let's just get rid of them and have all Uber cars. They're great. So here we got a guy in New York. He says he's the first to live in a trailer in New York City. A quirky Brooklyn mechanic claims he's the first person to legally make a trailer his permanent residence in New York City, but he had to move from a lot to the street after a landowner called him a squatter on wheels. And the guy goes by the name of not J.R. Hewing, and he's in Bushwick, that's in Brooklyn. And the 15-foot home on Bushwick Avenue is hooked up to a generator, has 2 doors, roughly the size of a studio apartment. He says, rent is crazy in the neighborhood. I rented the land for 5 months for $500 a month. And he set up the deal roughly 2 weeks ago, and he's got a lease and he's allowed to be there. And then workers from Joseph Real Estate knocked on his door Friday. He presented the signed lease to prove his camper setup was legit. And but the owner of the land says the lease is a sham and signed by a mystery man. And somebody broke the lock on his fence and moved there without the owner's permission. And he was really belligerent and nasty. And he said somebody scammed the guy. But if the guy is willing to rent a piece of land, maybe he'll buy a bridge, because I got a bridge that this guy could buy, connects Brooklyn to New York. He could set up a toll booth and be great. Now this poor owner of the land is going to have to go to court and evict this this trailer guy. Talk about trailer trash, huh? This is why I love New York. So talk about the way New York mismanages everything, why it is such a freaking disaster. So Bronx DA has the lowest solve rate of homicides. Okay. Bronx County, lowest conviction rate of murderers. And so in New York, they hire, the DA's offices has detective investigators to help make the cases and get convictions. And what do they do with these detective investigators? They station them in the lobby to harass you when you go into any government office. Now you get groped, you're put through metal detectors and x-rays. It's worse than going to the freaking airport. Let me tell you, it is a horrible, horrible, horrible experience to go into any government office now. It is to be avoided at all costs, which I'm sure is why they do it. And these guys get paid like $60,000, $70,000 a year, and they don't want to be in the lobby annoying people. But the idiot morons that run the Bronx DA's office, that's what they have these veteran DAs doing. And there's only, I think, 30 some odd of them doing it. Guys got 30 years experience. There's 39 guys there. They have 30 years of experience. And over the past year, 14 of them have quit. Maybe that's the idea. They want them to quit so they can hire their cronies to do it. And of course, the morale sucks. And this is why they can't solve crimes in the Bronx. Stupidity piled upon stupidity. And it's exactly what you expect from a government agency, because they're too concerned about politics rather than doing their thing. And what do you expect? I mean, the story is an old one. They can't figure out how to get out of their own way. And Obama, man, he's just got more problems. He's been plagued by flying insects. And this time they interrupted the commander-in-chief as he was reading to children on Monday morning at the annual White House Easter egg roll, as he was reciting lines from the famous book, Where the Wild Things Are. Bees began buzzing around the kids seated on the south lawn at the White House. Oh, no, it's a bee, declared Obama when some children began to scream because of the insects. I wonder if it's an omen. I just don't know. And by the way, I had dinner last night with Rick Ackerman. He's down in Florida visiting family for the holidays and had a great time. And, he's just really great guy, really good person. You have a chance to go take a look at rickackerman.com. A shout out to Rick, and take a look at Rick's picks. Rick, really, really good market technician, a lot of experience, and a lot of just market knowledge. He really understands what he's doing in these options and his hidden pivot system. He just understands these market calls. So you probably heard Friday, job numbers were in the toilet, 128,000 new jobs, which you know that the job numbers are always spiked. So if they're claiming 128,000 jobs, that means that really the job numbers are negative and they're really bad. And that's all you need to know, that jobs keep going down, especially in Texas with fracking. And amazingly enough, the drilling's going down, but the production keeps going up. At some point, it's going to peak. It's going to be interesting to see where those oil prices go, because right now, when I'm looking at the oil price on Kitco, it's telling me it's at $52. It went up $3. Must have something to do with a little bit of geopolitical unrest happening in the Middle East. We've got Saudi Arabia with an invasion force in Yemen, although I haven't been reading a whole heck of a lot about it. Not sure what's happening there. California, almost out of water. They better start a massive desalinization campaign. Those plants are easy. They're very portable now. At least there are portable, quick plants. Israel, one of the leading producers of these plants, they're in use all over the Middle East. What is wrong with these idiots? Do they want to just move? Do they want mass migration out of California because they have no water? Or do they want to just drink sewer water? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Need a massive crash campaign in California. They're down to 1 year of water supply in the reservoirs. How hard can it be to set up 150 of these plants rather than just wait for the inevitable to happen? How stupid can that idiot Jerry Brown be? It's not that hard to do. Let's get them going. At least get them online. 6 months they can get a plant up, right? Get up 150 of these plants, get them going now. You know what's happening here. You can see what's going to happen. It's obvious what's going to happen. There's no question here. We know what's happening. We know it, all right? There's no question. Why are you waiting for a disaster that is completely preventable? I just don't get these people. What is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? You are morons, and you deserve what is going to happen to you. Desalinization, yes, you wind up with salt that has mercury in it and a bunch of other stuff. Dig a big freaking hole. There's no water left there anyway because, it's the water table has been drained. It's been exhausted. Dig a hole and bury the crap. I mean, it's that simple. By the way, when I was in Arizona, I had the pleasure of renting a brand new Chevrolet Malibu, and I've never been a big fan of these Malibus. The Chevy, the last generation Malibu Impala was really kind of a bummer car, not fun to drive, not well built, kind of clunker. Wasn't a fun car, but I'm a car person. I'm a habitual speeder. I admit it. One time I'm in Chappaqua Municipal Court. Cops giving me a ticket for going 15 miles over the speed limit. He would not budge. He did knock it down like 6 miles an hour, so I was going less than 10 miles over the speed limit, but he wouldn't budge on that ticket. And it was a very bad time for me. I had gotten a lot of tickets in a short period of time. I mean, I was bad, I have to admit. I was really a bad boy. And, I just couldn't, I just can't not speed. I'm a habitual speeder. I admit it. But the key is not getting caught, right? So I digress. Anyway, the car now, it wasn't like a great model. I'm going to pull it up right now on the computer. 2015 Chevy Malibu. I believe the car's got front wheel drive. This was not quite a stripped down model. Felt like it probably had a base V6 engine, nothing too peppy. What was nice was that it came with Bluetooth, didn't have streaming Bluetooth for the stereo, but plugged my iPhone in, charged up the iPhone really nicely. It came with Pandora as an app, and one of the other music apps was built in to the entertainment system. So that was really nice. What I didn't like about it was it had one of those energy saving features where when you stop at a light, the engine shuts down. So it's got the high voltage starter and electrical system. And ideally, when the engine restarts, when you step on the gas, it should do that seamlessly. So you shouldn't even notice it. But the interior of the car, I think there's a way to shut that off too. The interior of the car was really nice, put together with quality materials. It had OnStar. I didn't use that garbage. I don't like it. Handled very nicely. It was peppy as all hell. Car was really nice and peppy. The performance, I'd say, was somewhere around 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds. or so. Seeing here, the base engine is a 2.5 double overhead cam 4-cylinder engine with direct fuel injection. And that little guy was 196 horsepower. It really kind of went. And they have a turbocharged 2.0 liter engine, 4-cylinder. That's 259 horsepower. Had a built-in USB port. You can get it with Wi-Fi. I would not get any car with Wi-Fi. You don't want that. But the fit and finish of the car was beautiful. Didn't look bad from the outside. All around for a rental car, just really nice. Everybody was comfortable in the back seat. And outside of that on-off engine feature, which I really did not like, everything else was a pretty impressive vehicle. I have to say, I was totally impressed with that vehicle. Would I buy one? If I had to have a second car, I would consider that vehicle. I'd prefer to have it with a 6 than the 4, but it really didn't suffer much performance-wise, I have to say. Did not suffer much performance-wise. It was a pretty darn good car, I have to say. You got it with a turbocharged 4-cylinder in it, you would probably be pretty happy with it. And not my job here to review vehicles, although I love doing it. It's really fun to do. But I'd say you could go up with the Impala. That one's 305 horsepower and a little bit bigger, a little bit plusher car, a little bit more expensive too. That's what I really wanted to rent. But I was darn happy. The sound system was excellent in the car. And it was just a fun car to drive around those highways in Phoenix, which are in good condition, kind of like Florida's highways. Really nice highway system there. Little confusing as hell. People, much better drivers in Phoenix than here in Florida. We got just the most god-awful drivers. I mean, yes, they are elderly, and then we got young drivers, and there's no such thing as road manners here or yielding or anything else like that. They're just frightening drivers here in Florida. I call I-95 the highway of death. It could be worth your life to drive down that highway. I see people dead constantly dead here. It's frightening. Oh, that technology package is called MyLink. Infotainment is really cool. And yeah, I totally liked it. I really liked that vehicle. And I'm picky about vehicles too. So I recommend it. Anyway, this has been another Triple Lutz Report. It's Kerry Lutz signing off. Don't forget, check out our other podcast called Real Estate Investing That Works with Mike Gazzola. You can subscribe to both of our podcasts on iTunes. Do that instead. It would really help us out a lot. One other thing that I'm offering here, and you're probably not aware of it, but end-to-end podcasting solution, meaning that if you've got a product, a service, anything, your business that you want to promote through podcasting, internet radio, and you don't feel like going through the hassle of setting it up, promoting it, doing it yourself, you just call me, send me an email, kl@kerrylutz.com. I will set up your podcast. I'll co-host it with you. I will help you promote it. Would you believe first month out, over 40,000 downloads on Mike's Real Estate Investing That Works podcast? I mean, one of the hottest podcasts in business and investing, new and notable. Amazing. I couldn't believe it myself. I love doing this stuff. I'd love to help you have a top performing podcast. So subscribe if you haven't done it already. Go to the iTunes store, Kerry Lutz, just search there. If you want to subscribe to the other one, Real Estate Investing That Works, just put in Mike Gazzola, Gazzola. And by the way, if you're not looking at financialsurvivalnetwork.com, if it isn't your go-to source for all the real financial news that's out there, the real number, the real news behind the unemployment number, it should be. So go there today. I mean, thousands of you do every single day. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people are going to that site every day. Please go there, check it out, but subscribe to the site. And we're going to have webinars coming up with Mike, with just tons of people that you need to be listening to. So make sure you subscribe. Thanks for listening so much. I mean, 13 million downloads since we started a few short years ago. I love doing this. Love you guys listening. Send me emails. And hey, it's been another Triple Lutz Report. This is Kerry Lutz signing off.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.